How you doing? Or the last time I showed you a video about maize, the season you ought to plant them, when to plant them, what you are preparing them ahead of, the right time to plant them, and when they are going to be ready for harvest. And I talk about the season and everything in that video. So the maize I showed you that time, here is the maize now. The maize are now grown up very big, and they are now bringing the normal maize. You can see it. So they are not bringing maize. I want to walk inside. It's a very big farm. You can see up to that place and down to that place. So I'm going to walk inside so that we can see, check how the farm is. It's actually a maize crop. So we are in. You can see the maize and you can see the farm. The spray and everything is clean. Everything is neat. If you don't spray a farm, you won't be able to obtain a very good maize when it's time to harvest. I always tell you that when the grasses compete with your maize are not going to do well. But when your farm is clean like this, your maize are going to do well. You can see the space that is in between this maize is not more than 3 feet. Not more than 3 feet. Some are 2 feet, some are 3 feet. So that is how your maize should be. When they planted this maize, I wasn't around, so I couldn't show you the local way they planted it. So when planting maize like this, it's not until you use rope or you use tape to measure. So when you stretch forth your leg into two, like you divide your leg into two, you widen it like you want to walk and you widen it. That space is enough to plant maize. This first leg here, the first leg here is okay, and the second leg here will take another maize. The first leg at my back will take one maize. The one in my front will take another maize. So that is how to simply plant your maize. So you can see, you see the farm. It's a very massive farm. You can see it. So don't even think of planting dry season maize at this very time. It's late already. So we only have 1 month to do away with rain. Even when I went to Nasarawa, that is Abuja, and I went to Nasarawa to work there, one of the farm I went to check. So they hardly have rain in this very season because rain is going, and that place is northern side. So the rain is going already. If you not think it's a good time to plant maize and you not plant it, everything will dry off. And they may not do well because the rain we have up is not much like the one of before. So that is the reason why it is not right time to plant maize. So don't plant maize again. It's okay for this season. But if your place is a swampy area, you can plant it. Yes, there will be enough water for your maize to germinate and to yield very well. But if you are planting it on the ground like this, a ground level like this, maybe a hill like this, or a place that is not close to water, don't plant. The time is over for planting of maize now. So here is the maize. You can see inside it we have cassava. You can see the cassava stem there. You can see it growing. So before, this cassava will be demanding for a clean farm. Before it will be demanding for space, this maize would have already finished up with whatever thing it's doing and would have cut it down. So we leave the remaining space and breeze and sun to come on the cassava so that the cassava can do well. So it's a maize cropping. So if you don't know much about maize cropping, and if you are thinking which of the crops can I plant together, this is it. You plant maize first. When your maize is getting to some level, then you plant your cassava. So this is a perfect combination of maize cropping. Whenever time you want to mix your crop, you want to plant it, this is a perfect combination. Always think of maize, then cassava. And there are other things you can equally plant together as well. You can plant okra, then cassava. So you can plant a lot of things. That something you know that you will harvest one first, and the other one will affect the last one you planted. You understand? It's not something like you plant maybe cassava, then the cassava has already germinated, and you now plant maize. The maize will not have the chance to grow, and it won't even do well. The reason is because you are not going to cut down the cassava, because the cassava may not be ready anytime soon, and the maize will demand time to be ready because it have a shorter time. So you will have to cut down those cassava so that the maize will have time, and you won't want to do that. So for that reason, if you are thinking of maize cropping, you should think about the first crop you are going to plant. Within 3 months you are going to harvest it, or within 4 months you are going to harvest it. Then the last crop you are going to plant will go beyond 8 months before you harvest them. That is the perfect way to do maize cropping. So this land, I told you then that it's more than 3 acres. You can see the farm, a very big farm. Maybe I should still walk a little bit so that you can see how big the farm is. Soon we are going to harvest this maize, but we are not harvesting it fresh. We are not harvesting it fresh. We will leave it to dry, then they will come and cut everything, then we sell them off. That is what I'm planning to do here. So it's a very big farm. You can see it already. Wow. See it? No fertilizer. I don't use fertilizer. Look at the maize. You see them? Very big and very fresh. All I do is to maintain a kind of cleanliness, so clean the farm, weeding. That is what I do. I don't use fertilizer for my crop, so I don't even disturb myself using fertilizer, because the soil is good. The soil is very, very good. So if I don't weed very well, even if I apply fertilizer, my crop are not going to do well. The maize are not going to do well, because I am not doing the necessary things that the maize is demanding for. So that is the reason why the maize will be able to do well. But because I weed and I did it very well, the maize are growing and they are doing very well. So this is the end of the farm. I couldn't reach the end of but this is the end of the farm here, right here. So we have another person's farm closer to mine. So that one is very, very massive as well. So that is just it. Thank you so much for viewing.